Good morning, guys. Hey, B2, the timer has ended. How you doing, guys? Happy Sunday morning. Based Pep, good morning. B2, good morning. Sim Pilot, how's it going? MK84, good morning. MK84, I believe you are the current leader of the March contest for VR Aviation. Mikey, afternoon to you. Must be in the UK. Yeah, MK84, I think you are the leader right now. I know you've been flying your butt off this month, which is awesome. So, have a little bit of a change. Well, something that's kind of, again, the unexpected. The Quest Kodiak, which is a plane that I bought a while ago. And when VR first came out, originally had some problems with it and was really, really badly juddery. I always kind of blamed it on the plane, but turns out it was really X-Plane that was causing the issues, because this plane runs really, really nice now in VR. And I thought I owed it to the developer, Franda, to give it a shot in VR. Been flying a little bit. It's a lot of fun to fly. That easy for me to say. A lot of fun to fly. Now, it's very similar to the Caravan 208, although I think it's got a little bit more pep to it. And it also has the glass cockpit, which is much nicer. Now, there are some limitations in VR, like that you can't access the autopilot with a touch controller, a few other things, but I'm using Plane Command to mitigate those. But it's still a fun plane to fly, certainly like in the wilderness areas like Alaska, or even maybe down in like the Caribbean. Or actually, yesterday I flew one to our FBO in Delaware, so there's one there. Hopefully it's still there, because it is a 10-seater, which is nice for passenger flights, you know, small passenger flights. Can accommodate 9 passengers, which is nice. So anyway, yeah, Papua New Guinea. It's another great place, like St. Bart's, those, you know, the Caribbean areas. It's a great kind of bush plane, but it's fun to fly. Like I said, it just seems to have more power than the 208. I do like the 208, but I'm hoping that the developer will make it completely VR friendly, which would be awesome. You can just operate from the cockpit. But for now, like I said, it's usable with Plane Command. We have a bunch of other stuff to talk about today too, so I guess let's get to it. So let me get this music off here. But I appreciate everybody joining on a Sunday morning. What's nice is the frame rates seem to be so good on this plane that I'm able to also have the secondary window where I can show you for flight up in the upper left-hand corner, which is nice because I can show you the planning and stuff and the routes, which is nice to see. And yeah, so looking forward to it. Now, I don't have a livery yet for a VR Aviation livery yet for Kodiak, although I'm probably going to do one. I was in the process of doing one for another group that I was going to start. It's an all yellow plane, but this one is a standard livery, which I can probably kind of modify a little bit and turn into VR Aviation. I might have to change the red a little bit, but I do like it. Looks pretty cool. Let's see here, just circle around here. Oh, I guess we can't do that. I have to go out. Gonna have to do this view here. We could do a circle view like that. You can see that. It's a nice looking plane. It is really a nice looking plane. And the inside, the cockpit's awesome. But anyway, fun to fly, and we're going to give her a fly today. So let me show you what we've got planned. Yeah, bring up my Chrome. There you go. So we're going to be going from Molokai, right over here, which is one of the small islands off of Maui, right here, This is Maui right here. This is Molokai and Lanai. And we're going to fly around Maui. Oh, sorry, this is Oahu. Where's Maui? This is Maui, sorry. Molokai's here. Lanai's here. This is Maui. So we're going to fly around Oahu, and get ourselves to Lihi in Kauai. So let me get this guy set up here. First, let's figure out what our route's going to be. I don't want to fly... I don't need to fly too high here. I don't want to fly over the... Though it'd be kind of cool to do a scenic right over the island. What's our height here? Yeah, I think what we'll do is we're going to fly around here. Let's see here. So we're going to come out of Molokai to the north, and then we'll fly out to Bambo, right there. And then Bambo, maybe we'll take a different approach this time. We'll go this side of, well, we always go that side of near Honolulu. So we're going to go over here. Let's go over here to Muggy. And then that'll just take us over the tip. Got to cross the channel. And then we've got to set up for our landing at Lihu. I want to say that's Lihu. Phli. So what I'm going to probably do is come... So we can see a little bit of the shore here. We'll come this way like that. Kodiak. Yeah, 4,500 if we want to go over the island. I'm not going to go over the island. I'm just going to do a side view of the island, but maybe we'll get in close to the coast here. We can get a little closer to the coast. Let's see. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But here we're going to take off. We'll fly out to there. Oops. No, we don't need that guy. Yeah, now SimPilot's planning a, I was going to talk about this a little bit later. He's planning a group flight on Pilot Edge on March 24th. Going to be flying in the islands, much more extensive than the one I'm doing here. But so check out, if you want to put a link, SimPilot 13, if you want to put a link in the chat where people can get information on that, that's fine. Looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll be able to take part in that. That's a GA, it'll be a GA group flight, and need to be on Pilot Edge to do it. That's the multiplayer that's going to be used. Oh, you might reschedule the Maui flight because, okay. Oh, they have a Pilot Edge flying. Gotcha. All right, so I think I'm pretty happy with this route here. Let me just see. I want to see where we're going here. So we're have to go 730, so we can fly at about 3,000 feet. And we'll have a decent view of the coastline. Here, maybe we could bring ourselves a little in closer here. What do we got here? Dopey. Yeah, let's do Dopey. And Appy. Okay, that's cool. That way we'll get a little bit of a coast view. And then we'll shoot across the Kauai Channel and set up our turn into Lihu. So that should be pretty nice. All right, 146 miles total. Pretty short flight. We'll fly at 3,000. I think that should be good. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this, so this flight plan I can just pop it right in. Save that, and then I'm going to use, let me show you guys. Well, I'm not sure if I can show you this. I'm going to use, I have this little tool that I use to convert FPL to FMS. So I'm doing that now. And we've got our, there we go. I'm going to put that into the flight plan folder, and then I could just pull it up right into the GPS, which would be easy peasy. There you go. Cool. All right, you guys can't see that, but trust me, I did it. I have a video on that if you want to check out YouTube channel. Oh, maybe later on Saturday or Sunday that weekend. Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. So it's next weekend. Sooner you know, the better, because you know, things chop up, and if it's in the morning on a Sunday, then I could probably stream it, which would be kind of cool. I'm sure you're probably going to stream it too, but be different perspectives from different planes. Kind of cool to do. All right, so anyway, so that's our flight plan. Let me enter this into, you guys can see, look at the upper left-hand corner. I'm just going to enter this into ForeFlight. So we're going PHMK to WH to Warub, and then Dopey. Hanappy or Hanappy. And then we're going Kodiak. And then we're going to Lihu, PHLI. All right, cool. So now we got our route in there. You can see, look at the upper left-hand corner. That's our ForeFlight route. And we should be good to go there. That'll just allow me to keep track of where we are and where we're going. All right, so with that, now we're going cold and dark here. I have started this plane up before. I'm going to use the procedures, and hopefully we'll start everything up correctly. But let's take a look at what we've got as far as hauling our cargo. So we've got 1,112 pounds of cargo, and also a couple of OB Orbix crates. So total of 1,112 kilos. I said pounds, kilos. Not a particularly profitable flight for VR Aviation, but well, actually, there won't be any booking fees, so it probably will be pretty profitable, but not a very not a big money maker. But that's okay. It's just all about the scenery and the fun of flying. So we already have 100 gallons in a tank. We've got to go 150. Let's just say 200 for emergencies. So we're going to need 56 gallons. We've got plenty, but just for grins, I've got 198 kilograms remaining. So I'm going to go to 130 just for grins. I know I don't need that much fuel, but you know what? Why not? We can fit it. We've got it. So that's plenty. All right, cool. So that's good on fuel. We're all set to go. We're going to be flying for VR Aviation. We'll go over, as we're flying, we'll go over the group stuff. But I want to get in the air here, get the plane started. All right, so here's our startup procedures. We're going to assume that we did all the check here. I'm going to go and take all the let me just show you what I'm doing here. Oh, I can't show you that. Go to X-plane view. So looking at the menu system of the plane here. So we're going to take the tug off, and we go take the chucks off. Oh, the brakes on, and we should be, everything's good to go. Got all the covers off and the tie downs off and all that stuff. So really nice menu system. You can change your liveries right here if you want to, but I'm going to stick with the one I got. Weight and balances you can do here, camera views and audio and slew and stuff. So Nice menu system for that. So we're ready to go. We got all the tie downs and everything off. So we're ready to start this puppy up. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. So we're going to assume pre-flight inspection is complete. We did our walk around. Although we can, you know what? Let's get into VR here. We can get into teleporting. Might as well do a walk around. Really nice paint job on this plane. You see, nice and high detail. Got the silver latches and stuff. Really looking good. Let's see under the plane there. Let's go to the back of the plane here. So we'll check our elevators are okay. Ailerons okay. There's the rudders are okay. Tires look good. And everything looking good. Nice looking plane. All right, cool. So we're assuming the pre-flight inspection's okay. Get in the cockpit. Get ourselves centered. See, we got the glass cockpit here. And all right, we should be good to go. Let's go through the procedure. So cabin doors are closed, seatbelts are closed, passenger's been briefed. Master switch on. Let's get that on. Master switch is on. Avionics switch on. Beautiful. Get that on. And we want the parking brake set. Engine inlet is as required. Let's see, fuel selector valves left and right on. Where's the fuel selector? Let me see if I can get rid of this thing. Yep. Fuel selector valves. Well, that's right there. So that's good. Our mixture full, prop at idle. I'm assuming. Power level at idle, which it is. Prop at control lever feather. Let's just see what that says here. Yep, I got that feather. Beautiful. Wing flaps are up. Circuit breakers are in. Cabin heat is off. Takeoff torque limit determined by max. Okay. Autopilot. Okay. Pitch latch. Okay. So that's all good. Battery, bus voltage, check. Let's see. We should be able to get this thing started now. Okay, beacon, a flashing beacon on. Let's see, where's the battery? With the fuel pump on, ignition on, starter in. There we go. Although she doesn't seem to be starting. Okay, the prop is turning. Oops, crap. going on? What's going wrong here? Ignition switch on, low motor start as required. Starter switch on. Okay, I got the ignition switch on. Okay, so we're having, let me just figure this out here. Clear prop. Okay, come on. I got fuel. Yeah, I'm trying to add, I mean, I'm adding throttle. Put the fuel pump on. Ignition on. Fuel off left and right. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. That's the problem. Hold on. Fuel is in. I don't understand it. Fuel is in. We've got fuel in the tank. Throttle to idle. Why won't it start up? Okay. What am I doing wrong here? I don't understand it. Got throttle to idle. Won't start. Let me just look at the procedures again. Let me just. And now it's turning, even though I've got the starter. Let's turn the starter off and ignition. Oh, turn that stuff off. Let me figure this out. Hold on. All right, so engine power normal. Is not secure. Position for the engine over temperature. Okay. Prop area clear. Auxiliary pump on. Ignition on. Fuel conditioner to low idle. Okay, there's low idle. Fuel flow check. Starter switch on. Ignition switch. Okay, well, that's once you get it started. All right, so this, I mean, I've got everything set here. So let me try it one more time. Conditioner to idle. Prop to feathered. And power to idle. So let's try this again. Ignition on. It's getting, there's no fuel flow. Fuel pump on. Okay, you got me. Actually, I don't need the generator on. Oops. Got me. Got me. All right, so here's the alternative. I'm going to restart this with the engines running. Because obviously I'm probably doing something wrong. That works. All right, good. Yeah, I did. Oh, look up. Oh, maybe they were off. Maybe they were off. Bet you that's it. Let's try that again. You know what? Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Customize, off. Let's try that again. Yep, they were off. Good call, SimPilot. Good call. Let me get rid of this. All right, so we're going to condition net idle, feathered idle. We want these on. Good call, dude. Master switch on. Avionics bus on. Auto pump is on. There you go. I can hear it coming up now. Beautiful. Well done, dude. Well done. All right, there we go. Starter can be starter went to off automatically. Ignition off. Fuel pump off. Alternator on. Let's just see what else. Make sure we got everything right here. Let's see. Power lever to max trim engine check. Aux fuel standby. Fuel pump to standby. All right. Generator on. Alternator on. Okay. And we can do our lights, our radios, brakes, and we sure we're good to go. All right, beautiful. Thank you, dude. Oh, that was B2. Thank you, man. Thank you. When in doubt, look up. There you go. I tell you, this plane is really nicely detailed in VR. It really is. Got your rotation speeds right there, your landing speeds. Nice. Nice stuff to have. All right. Well done, B2. I'm sure you've spent some time in this plane before. All right, let's get our beacon on, strobe light on, nav on, taxi lights on. We don't need landing lights. Cabin lights off. It's daytime. We're in Hawaii, so I don't think we need heat. Pardon me. Good to go. Let's get our flight plan in. So we're going to go flight plan, menu, delete, and then we'll pull up this cursor. That's the one we got, the flight plan. FMS plan, that's our plan. Bring up our flight plan. We're going to warb first. So get our cursor, go down to the first one. Menu, activate, leg, boom, beautiful. Go to menu, make sure we're track up. I don't know why I have to set that every single time. And that's all set. Get our flight plan on the inside. Oh, there's that problem with the current release of X-Plane where you just touch the joystick on the touch controller and you teleport. So we're at CDI, so we're good there. What did we say we're going to fly it? Let's do 20. Let's do 3,000. So set our altitude to 3,000. I think they've done a little. I think they have fixed the. Actually, let's go to 2500. Let's do that. So we're a little closer to. They've reduced the sensitivity on the G1000 with a touch controller. Laminar has. Yeah, I'm running B1. I'm running 11.20 beta 1. Yep, I upgraded. It's really the same thing, but it's got some new. I'm going to go over what it has. A bunch of new scenery and stuff like that. So I'm going to go over that. We'll go over what the new feature, what the new release has. All right, so we're going to go at 2500. Now the problem here is I can't set the vertical speed because the autopilot is not controlled by touch, and there's no autopilot menu. So I'm gonna have to use plane command for that, but that's okay. I'll just set LNAV, and I'll set once I get to I'll manual up to 2500, and then I'll just set the altitude. You're gonna mop a floor while you taxi? Okay. Yeah. Speaking of mopping a floor, I had to mop a floor on Thursday. I'll tell you about the mishap I had. Oh, it was a terrible toilet mishap. North up for life? No, I'm not track up kind of guy. I'm a track up guy. All right, so nice thing about this, the G1000, is we can range in here, and we could see where we are. So that little blue dot is us, and where we're going to take off. So we're going to. Doesn't have the runway number on there, so we're going to be taking off to towards our GPS coordinate there. So we'll leave it right there so we can see a little bit of the airport. And let's see. I think we're ready to go, right? We got our flight plan in. We've got seatbelt fastens. We got the plane started. We got our lights on. Let's see what it looks like outside here. Ooh, looking nice, man. Oh, we still got all the stuff on there. We're gonna take all that off. And let me get rid of that crap. So we want our tug off, covers off, tie downs off, chocks are off. We're good to go. Yeah, well, it wasn't really toilet water. It was the tank. Look at that plane, man. I like this plane. I mean, I like the 208, but there's something about, I know this looks similar. Something about this plane I really like. That's why I bought it. You know, I really do like it. And I'm going to do a livery for it. I'm working on, that's my next livery project, to do a VR aviation livery for this plane. How many of you guys own this plane? I'm curious if you guys also own this plane. But the detail is excellent on this plane. All right, enough Googling, or oogling, I should say. And nice thing is you got the glass cockpit. Yeah, I'll tell you about the toilet water story. All right, so we're just gonna, assume we have clearance. We're just gonna taxi right on out there and get this bird in the air and get on our way to Kauai, which I've never been to the island of Kauai. I've been to the island of Maui. I've been to I think I've been to Molokai. I think went scuba diving off of Molokai. Long time ago. Sip of coffee. Hold on. Thanks to my wife for bringing me some coffee. All right, good to go in the Quest. And great frame rates. Excellent frame rates. Yeah, it's 22. I don't like to be a frame rate watcher anymore. I'm kind of getting away from that. But it was 45 outs out of the plane and 22.55 in the plane. So perfectly acceptable for VR. And the ASW. It's a nice airport. All right, so let's get our taxi on and get the hell out of here. Yeah, so basically what happened was... air conditioner forward. What happened was I was downstairs in my office. My office is in the basement of my house. And I went upstairs about 4 o'clock on Thursday. And, man, this thing is I guess I should be idling. Have that prop feathered when I taxi. And I come upstairs about 4 o'clock, and in our kitchen, there's water pouring out on our on top of our kitchen table from the ceiling fan that's above it. I mean, pouring out. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And I've been having some problems with this toilet. The bathroom is right above one of the upstairs bathrooms is right above that table. So I'll go upstairs, and I
Approaching runway 23.
Thank you, runway 23. And I shut off the water.
Runway 23, 4,400 feet remaining.
On the toilet. This is going to be interesting takeoff. I shut off the water valve on the toilet. Now let's get ourselves checked here. Okay, let's take off, and then I'll finish my toilet story. All right, a little bit more warbly here, but I'm going to close this X-plane window. That should help things. Yep. All right, and let's get full prop. We gotta watch our power. We don't want to overcook this plane. Oh, where's my? Let's make sure my trim is set properly. Oh, FSEconomy. FSEconomy. All right, FSEconomy is set. We are in progress. All right, here we go. Ready? Watch the torque. And here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on there? Why does she want to take off like that? Whoa. Oh, shit. Is it because I'm too heavy? Is it because I'm too heavy? Look at this plane. What's going on here? What? What? Okay. That's weird. Let me look at weights and balances. I'm kind of perplexed. Weight and balance. Oh, I gotta probably. I mean, it looks okay. The center of gravity's there. What? I don't understand. Do I have the latest Kodiak? I think I have the latest Kodiak. I'll tell you which version I have in a second. Let me just pull that up. .5. I'm move some way from the rear passenger. Okay. How do I do that? Can I actually? Oh. Oh, I see. I have to move. How the hell do I do that? Too much aft. So what do I do? Do I... Oh, I see. I got you. So I want to move this up. Oh, wait. No. That's not what I want to do. On the left, right of the seat weight, you can click up and down the weight. Okay. Well, I don't want to go left. I don't understand how I move weight up. It looks like it's perfectly distributed. Oh, I see. But then the total payload goes up. I don't want the total payload to go up. Well, I guess I'll just do this. I got you. Remove the cargo ones. I got you. I got you. What's my total weight? It's 1,112, so I can boost these guys up a little bit. I mean, that's all I can do. And I guess I can move more up here. That's the best I can do right there. Just do 59. Yeah, I know this is kind of messed up. Gotta do this. That's as best as I can do it. The other thing I can do, well, I mean, what am I going to do now here? I can't. Interesting. So I think what I need to do is probably remove some of the weight of the plane. All right, let me, because this is, how do I get this thing down now? It's not going to come down, right? It's going to go along like this. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, let me see if I can. How much did I burn? Too much fuel now? Hopefully not. Yeah, I already started FSE, so I'm just going to take a chance here. Here we go. Lesson learned. Thank you, B2. I'm just used to auto weight distribution. Means it's going to be heavy landing. 78, I think we got. There we go. All right. Oh, it feels heavy. My screen's wonky. Oh, I know why. Because, hold on. I'm showing you the X-plane. All right, here we go. Oh, it feels heavy. All right, well, thank you for your expertise there, dude. Appreciate that. Follow along the line here. Did I have a tail strike? Yeah, I did on the takeoff there, right? Let's just make sure the plane's okay. Looks like it's okay. All right, so it's going to be a kind of a interesting landing, although I've burnt some fuel. So let's see. So we get to 1200 here. Yeah, it's not. I didn't realize that about that. I have release 1.5. Is that the current release? Do you know if that's the current release or not? That'd be, I could check, but I'll have to check after the stream, and I'll probably forget to do it. All right, so let me get up to, we said 2,500. I think I'm going to change that. Altitude 2,000.
Altitude 2,000 feet.
All right, yeah, you could feel it's heavy. LNAV on.
LNAV on.
All right, I'll have to upgrade it. Altitude hold.
Altitude hold already on.
Okay. Why aren't I holding the altitude? In any event, we are in the air and flying. It's going to be interesting to see how we land this thing. I'm sure I over-torqued the engine too, right? Oh, crap. I wish I knew that. Damn it. I wish I knew that. Damn it. Oh, well. We'll have to upgrade next time. But I'm glad. It's good to know that. It's good to know that. I wonder if I should just... I'm going to finish this flight. We'll finish this flight. All right, so we're good to go here now. So let me finish my toilet story. Thanks for your help there, B2. Appreciate that. So basically, what happened was the bolts that hold the tank and to the bowl corroded and deteriorated to the point where they started to leak profusely, to where there was basically like a faucet of water coming down through the what do you call it? The fan, the ceiling fan light that's over our kitchen table, which is horrible. There was water all over the place. Like a half-inch of water in the kitchen on the tile. It was starting to go down into the basement. It was a nightmare. What a nightmare. So, and of course, no one's home, so I've got to basically mop everything up myself, pull the rug out. Luckily, turning off the water and emptying the tank stopped everything after a while. And it was a mess. So, anyway, the toilet's pretty old. It's a 25-year-old house. So, I figure I should probably call a plumber because those bolts are going to be tough to get out. So, call a plumber. They come to do it. He's got to drill the bolts out because they're rusted on there to replace them. You could see, he said, when you looked at it, you could see light, a little bit of light coming through. So it was definitely a hole. And that's where the water was coming from. So an hour and a half later, he was able to pull the bolts out, replace them, fix the tank, and everything's fine. But, you know, $475 later, and also a ceiling that needs to be fixed. They're going to put a little piece of what do you call it, drywall up there and spackle and stuff. It's going to be a pain in the neck. I have to have an electrician come to make sure the electricity hasn't been compromised up in the ceiling. So, you know, it's a nightmare. But in any event, it's the cost of being a homeowner, as they say, right? So that was my Thursday, which is one of the reasons why I haven't streamed in a little bit, because I was dealing with that crap. So anyway, good to hear that you know, glad to see that this plane has gotten a VR update. I'm looking forward to checking that out. I'm definitely going to check that out. They added a VR camera, snap points. Oh, I want to check that out. All right, so I'm putting that on my to-do list. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to do that right now, actually. We're going to go over the VR Aviation financials right now. Just wanted to make sure that we're good to go here. Yeah, we're holding 2,000, and we've got a little bit of a ways to go to get to our destination, so should be good to go. All right, make sure we're not over-torqued here. And I could leave the plane without having to worry about it dying. Where's my fuel flow? This plane's got some weird sounds to it too. All right, so we should be good to go here. All right, let's get to VR Aviation. Pull up Chrome here. Alrighty, so wow, lots of stuff going on with VR Aviation. First, let's take a look at the numbers. So we've got close to $1 million. Actually, well, yeah, close to $1 million in cash right now, which is nice. Take a look at the monthly statement. We've got $3.1 million in assignment income so far in March, with over $1 million, almost $1.1 million in net assignment revenue, which is great. So that's after all the expenses and paying pilot fees and all that. Paid out $1.2 million in pilot's fees to our VR Aviation pilots. Rental income, we've got almost $100K there, which is nice. FBO income, we've got about $70K there, which is more than we had midpoint last month, which is good. And so we're having a very, very good month. Now, as far as FBOs go, we've added a bunch of FBOs. Mike, N1316MC, who's one of the guys who helps, he's basically on the exec team and helps out with the FBOs. He found a great deal on FBOs, was it 6 FBOs? I think it was in France, maybe it was 5. It was 5 FBOs for $600K, and it gave us an awesome, probably better to show it here, an awesome network in France. And a lot of these FBOs have like a bunch of activity already, so we should see some nice revenues from these FBOs, and these are cool. I'm actually going to start building out my ortho in this area so I can fly in this area. It looks really nice. Now the goal is to tie things into England somehow. That's we want to get up to the northern part of France here, and then tie it into England. But you could see, as we promised, we're starting to build out in Europe, which is awesome. So these are cool places to fly. Let's just take one at random. So our hub is FDA, and let's just pull that up here. Go to FSE, go to FBOs, FDA. You can see current month there's 50 operations here, almost 49 operations. So, and we've got these linked together so you can fly back and forth and check out the beautiful French countryside, which is awesome. The wine country, which is really nice areas to fly. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting the ortho built there. Hey, Jared, thanks for joining the stream, man. Appreciate that. So really, really nice. I think that brings us up to 23 FBOs right now. Some other news there. We got rid of the one in Nevada that we really never used. We sold it for $50K, which was nice. We added one in the U.S. in the eastern side of things. We added, where is it? Hold on. This guy. Wakefield Municipal, AKQ. So we're going to start to see some things build up here to our hub, which is 33N. You can see we're really starting to get some nice activity at 33N. We've got a bunch of planes here. We own this Baron. This is my series here that I've got parked there. So if you want to fly an SR-22, I pulled a Bravo here, and we also have a Kodiak here. So there's some nice planes to fly. 4, 5, 6 passengers kind of thing. Actually up to 9 passengers with the Kodiak, if you want to fly it here, if you got one. So make sure you get over to 33N in Delaware, and as I said, we've got a nice network in the East Coast now. You can see over here, lots of points to fly to, some nice country to look at, especially down here in Virginia, Maryland, some nice areas. If you have ortho built out, it's nice to fly along the coasts here. There's a canal here on the St. Michael's Island. Some really cool places to fly around here. So make sure you check that out. And then also we have our, actually this is an updated map. We no longer have the Nevada on here. So this is our western hub, which starts at BTM. If we take a look at BTM, get back to here. FBOs. BTM is that's a three lot airport, so we've got a ton of assignments there built up there in this network. So it's a really cool place to fly. We've got Barons there, we've got Skyhawks there, we've got a 407 there, we've got Caravans there you can fly, DC-3, an SR-20, so on and so. We got a Mooney M20, thanks to Coop and the folks at AFM. So we've got a bunch of planes here. In fact, let's look at our planes real quick. You see, we've got the Beechcraft hauling stuff in Charlotte, 2 Barons, 1 at 33N. We own these planes, and 1 at BTN. We also own this Bell 407. The King Air 200 is leased to us for free, so we get to use that. 3 Skyhawks, okay? One of them airborne now, looks like in France. Oh, this is the one from Megaphone, so hopefully someone's flying that to France. We want to bring that to LFDA. We got 2 Caravans. We got a 404 Titan. We got an SR-20 we talked about. DC-3. We got a PC-12, thanks to Flyboy, who leases this to the group. So you go there, the group gets all the rental money. This is in Tampa. A lot of great jobs in Tampa. And this one from Drogi, you got a PA-22 Tri-Pacer, and also a Warrior that he's leased to the group, which is nice of him. So our planes are really starting to build out, and we appreciate all the donations of planes to the group from all these folks. So anyway, so that's where we are as far as the financials. Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to cover there? I think that's pretty much it, except we do have a new website that I pulled together. It's more to give people information about the group. So we just have some basic information about our group, so people who ask questions about it and they're interested, they can find it here. We show, or I have to update this here for the new one. We show the liveries that we've created for the group, and a little bit about our group, and also how to join. Okay, and then if you click here, you can see our FBO network, and we can click on this right here. It'll bring us right to the hub. You want to check that out. So we're going to be adding a few more things here. And again, it's meant as an informational. Hopefully at some point we'll integrate this with some tools that we could use for, keeping track of things. And I'm going to check on this flight here. Hold on. Give me a second. I want to make sure we're all good. Oh, check that out down there. That's nice. All right, we seem to be flying along well. So anyway, so the website's an addition, and if you're a member of the group here, feel free to spread that around and let people know about the group. We did since I put that website up, we've gotten 5 new members, which is nice. So I think people like to, people have questions about who we are and what we do, and hopefully that answers a lot of questions for people. Beautiful part of this Oahu. Nice. This is all 18 zoom level ortho in Hawaii. I do like flying in Hawaii. Simpad, I was so glad to hear that you were going to be doing your group flight in Hawaii, because I love flying in this area. Probably fly my SR-20 for that group flight if it's not sold. It is for sale, by the way, if you want to buy one in Hawaii, $239K. So, in any event, that is the status of the group. The group is doing great. We're 60+ pilots and growing every day. And yeah, so that's about that. All right, so the other thing I wanted to talk about was if you guys have any questions about the group, just put them in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. Hey, Crash, how you doing? Thanks for joining. And Bug Eater, thanks for joining. Good to see you in the stream. Appreciate you checking out the stream. All right, so what I wanted to talk about was 11.20 beta, which is came out last week. So now it's official. Now it's official that it's an official beta. Before VR was a preview, and now it's part of the beta, which is great. So they worked out a lot of kinks. If you go to this, if you haven't seen this, I'll put this in chat. If you want to see the release notes. Leaderboard is, I'm pretty sure it's MK84, but I don't have an updated leaderboard right now. I'll post that in Discord once I get Mike to update that, all right? But I'm pretty sure MK84 is in the lead, and I'll post that in Discord once I get that. All right, so just check out this for you want the details, but look at all these new airports. A lot of them in France and Europe. And improved airports, which is nice. Always improving, which is good. But get down to the meat of things. Wow, there's a lot of them. Holy crap. Native VR is now supported. High-performance graphic code-enabled AMD drivers. Updated aircraft for VR, including the brand new Aerolite 103, which is fun to fly. Not very realistic, but fun to fly. Landmarks in Sydney. Customized jetway kit. Terminal kit updates for WED. GPS and FMS fixes. This is good. In-app purchasing options for new demo users. Oh, okay, for demo users, gotcha. Updated German, new alert messaging system, fixed dead reckoning, improved formation flying enhancements, new options for joystick configuration files, and improved night lighting textures in far views. I have to check that out and see what that looks like in VR. Lots of known bugs that were fixed, and Beta 1 is the first release that fixes that aren't VR related. You can check this out if you want to check out that link. What I've noticed is since VR 6, judder has been basically eliminated, which is nice. Evident from flying this plane here. As I mentioned when I started, when I first started flying this plane, it was like flying a washing machine. It was unflyable because it was so juddery. And I think now that Laminar has straightened things out with ASW, and for Rift users like myself, because we're now going through the Oculus software versus the Steam software, it's made a world of difference in VR. So, and I'm running at all high. Everything is on high right here, except objects. I have objects on medium, and I have my visibility distance at 60 miles, which is really, really nice. And everything is running smooth and great. I mean, once in a while you're going to get micro stuttering. That's the sim. Happens, okay? But I can live with that. You know, it's the judder that just kills you. So, anyway, what do you guys feel about VR, the current release? VR 6, or I should say 11.20 beta 1. Are you guys, everything that I've read, I don't see many people complaining in the VR Aviators group on Facebook really anymore. Very few complaints about it. So it seems to me that people are pretty happy with it, which is good. Look at that scenery. Wow. Looks pretty awesome. Let's get back in the plane. All right. Hopefully we'll be okay on fuel. We should be okay on fuel. How much time do we have? I haven't figured out how to show the total. I guess I can go to flight plan. No, it doesn't show it. I haven't figured out a way on the G1000 to show time to final destination. On the SR20, you can easily do that. It's basically shown right on the MFD, but it doesn't have that. Maybe I can. Yeah, see, I mean, you can scroll here and take a look at the flight plan, but it doesn't show you total time, does it? Any of you guys are wiser to that than me. That would be helpful. You have a question, the Kodiak, for I'll explain later, but every time I try to do FSEconomy, it gives me error when I try to load a job in the sim. Yeah, top of the MFD has time to the next waypoint. It doesn't have time to the final destination. You see what I'm looking at right now? That's showing time to the next waypoint, 2 minutes to the next waypoint, right? But how do I get time to the final destination? Like I said, if you guys have an idea on how to do that, I haven't been able to figure that out. Yeah, see, it's a minute and 39, so that's telling me I've got a minute and 39 to Hanapi, which is fine. Okay, but what about to my final destination? I don't have that. That's a flaw in the G1000. Yeah, maybe B2 can help you on that, because I have not had any errors with this, other than the weight issue that B2 helped me out with. Thank you, B2. I haven't had any errors with this in FSE. All right, let's see. Yeah, so right now you're kind of blind. I mean, I have it on. ForeFlight tells me I've got 30 minutes, so I'm good there, right? We're about to make a turn here and cross the ocean. Or I should say the Lanai Channel. I got a ship out there. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that they have to fix. You need to have that information. You need to be able to get that information. Oh yeah, so we had the Mooney. I had the Mooney giveaway. Advanced Flight Modeling, who has created the Mooney M20R Ovation 2 and 3 was kind enough to sponsor a giveaway on my YouTube channel, which we selected the winner on, I guess it was yesterday. Ken Oath was the winner, and he's contacted, and he's in the process of getting his plane from AFM. So thanks to AFM for sponsoring that. Thanks to all you guys for checking out and being part of that giveaway. And yeah, so that was nice of them to do that. So enjoy that plane. And they're coming out with they're going to be adding the Acclaim, the M20R Acclaim. Is it Acclaim? I think it is. To that plane. And they've also have their 2.0 release coming out for that plane. So when you buy that plane for $35, you're getting 3 planes. You're getting the Ovation 2, which has analog instruments. Ovation 3, which has G1000, the Laminar G1000. And you're getting this Acclaim, which I believe is a turbo. So much faster plane and fun to fly. I love flying that plane. So be sure to check out AFM's if you haven't already. Study level Mooney M20R. You do not like not being able to set outs in the flight plan. Oh yeah. In the G1000, yeah. I guess you could do that in SkyVector and port it in, right? But you can't do it on the actual console. Yeah, sure. You can post a screenshot if you like. But I think it might be an alias issue, right? As B2's saying. So anyway, congratulations to Ken Oath for winning that. Also, if you haven't checked it out yet, I did a review of Xcoder's Telluride scenery. Telluride Export KTEX in Colorado. Beautiful place to fly. Make sure you check that review out. Honestly, give it a thumbs up. I think it's $20, and if you like flying in beautiful mountainous areas where there's an airport sitting on a plateau between the Rockies, if you haven't heard of Telluride, check it out. It's pretty cool. I first found out about Telluride by watching that Discovery Channel show called Airplane Repo, and they did a repo out of Telluride, which is kind of cool. I think they actually repoed a jet there. But in any event, it's a really fun place to fly into. And Xcoder's done a nice job. He's got two sets of scenery. One is an autumn view, and the other is a winter view, so you can actually land with snow on the ground. Not on the runway, but all around the airport and stuff. And there's working ski lodges and stuff with ski lifts that are animated. It's really, really cool. Did a nice job on it, so make sure you check that out. So make sure you check that out. I got the review on that. And the livery contest for the C-172. I'm not sure if I talked about that. I mentioned that in the Discord, but the SimPilot 13 was the winner of that, and you can see that on our website. The livery that is going to represent VR Aviation, but also Robo submitted a nice livery that has his Plata-Deer logo on the tail. Both of those are available on xplane.org if you want to look them up. I'm pretty sure you can search for the keyword VR Aviation and you'll find them for the C-172. So congratulations to both of those guys. Robo, we gave a runner-up and some FSC money as a prize, and thanked it because it was a nice, very original design. So thanks for doing that, Robo. And SimPilot, congratulations. You got 20K in FSC, and your plane is the official livery for the C-172 for the group. So good job on that. And let's see, I mentioned the group flight. So SimPilot is going to be looks like he might be rescheduling the time on that. So check his Discord. I think it's SimPilot 13. And also he streams a lot, so you can check him out on Twitch and get information on that. I feel like doing another flight after this. Maybe we'll fly we'll fly a little bit around the Delaware area after this. Maybe the SR-20. I haven't flown the SR-20 in a while. I'll leave it to you guys. We're gonna go after this. We'll go to Delaware and out of 33N. We'll fly a little bit there, and either I'll fly the SR20, my MFD screen. Oh yeah, well that's I don't know what's going on there. That's on the G1000 itself, B2. I'm seeing the same thing. But we're crossing the ocean here. Hopefully we're going to be okay there. So either you guys make the choice, SR20 or the Mooney M20R. There's one vote for the Mooney. Two votes for the Mooney. Oh, what you heard was me sipping my coffee. Here we go. It's like this. That was me sipping my coffee, dude. Sorry about that. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Yeah, that MFD's kind of wacky. Let me just see how the range is. I'm going to pull the range out here. All right, we're okay. Got it at 7 miles. Actually, I'd like to have it yeah, 7 miles is fine. All right, so we've got, let's see, 50 miles to our turn into Lihu. Yeah, actually, the alias that I used is pretty simple. It's just Quest Kodiak. If you set that alias Quest Kodiak, it should be fine. I think pretty sure that's the one that I used. So, yeah, that's a pleasant sipping chirp. I suppose I could mute that. I'm actually going to be setting up, I think, a microphone because I've got a really. For those of you who may not know, I've got a home studio. I do a lot of recording. I'm a guitar player and keyboard player, and one of the things that I do. I actually have a YouTube channel called Home Tracks, which I haven't really done much on, but I did a lot of recording stuff on. But in any event, I've got a really nice Rode mic. It's a K2 Rode mic. It's like a $700 mic. That I'm going to probably set up to use as the stream audio versus the mic on the Rift. I'm using the mic on the Rift now, which doesn't have any compression on it. It's got no, I can't really condition it at all. So you're getting like kind of doesn't sound as good as I'd really like it to sound. I've got a really nice compressor and EQ and stuff that I use for my K2, so I'm probably gonna set that up, make the audio sound a little bit better. Just gotta get the time to do it. I'm in the process of actually rearranging my home studio too, and making things a little bit more ergonomic from the streaming perspective, because I do my recording and my streaming from the same spot. So in any event. So hopefully that K2 will make things a little bit better. All right, so it looks like the vote is the Mooney, and we'll do some flying over at the eastern hub of VR Aviation. Take you in. What maybe we'll do is we'll take you into one of the newer airports and show you in that area over there. So. All right, so that's on my list. I got to make a to-do list to upgrade this to 1.6 of this plane, and now maybe I'll do a VR review of it. I got 2 VR reviews, easy for me to say, 2 VR reviews that I'm going to be doing. One for the Mooney M20R, which I have yet to do, and I was waiting for 1.2, their alpha, to come out to do that because there were some things that needed to be corrected. And then I'm going to do one for this plane now that it's VR ready. And if it's truly VR ready, I need to add it to the list on the subreddit. If you guys don't know, on our I have a subreddit set up, VR Aviators. Easy to get to, just it's VR Aviators on Reddit. And here I've got a thread that I'm keeping going, a list of any plane that is officially supported in VR by the developer. So hopefully I'll be able to add the Kodiak Quest to that, the Quest Kodiak, which would be nice. To get part of this list, it's got to have a link where it says that it's actually VR ready. So this is if you're interested in that, let me just put this link in here. Keep this bookmarked. If you're interested in VR crafted or VR ready, just bookmark that, and you'll be able to get to that. Also, to show you the VR Aviators group on Facebook, if you just want to get into virtual reality flight simulation, we've got 644 members, all here who are also into it, and these guys can help you. You have a question, and people are bound to answer and help you. So, especially if you're just getting into it and you have a lot of questions, if you're on Facebook, just search VR Aviators, and you can check that out. So yeah. So anyway, with everything you're doing, how do you still time to be a plumber? I'm not a plumber. I hired a plumber. I didn't want to take a chance with that. You know, the way I look at it is, if it's on the ground floor, I'll do it, because if it leaks, it goes in the basement. But if it's on the second floor, no. I got to get a professional, because the last thing that I want is in the middle of the night to have to wake up to water pouring all over the place. So yeah. Well, make the time to do it. That website, took about 8 hours. Man, not 8 hours, maybe about 4 hours to put together. But I was working on it from here and there, and I just thought it would be a nice face, for the group. And so far, it's helped, people. It helped to cut down the questions about the group, and also any other group members that are streaming or they want to tell other people about the group, they could just send them that link, and it's nice to have. So, but yeah. So any event, I'm anxious to check out 1.6. Thanks for letting me know that. We're going to definitely do that. I mean, I do prefer flying this plane over the 208. They're similar planes, because I think this plane is much more realistic, and it does have the glass screen, and now that it's VR ready, that makes it even better, because the 208 is not, and it's kind of clunky. You don't have much interaction in the cabin with the touch controller. So, and I'm sure it's going to take Carenado a while, even though now maybe they'll speed things up, Carenado, with the VR compatibility, because now that 11.20 is beta 1 and VR's beta versus preview, hopefully that'll speed them up, because I would like to see the 1900D, the PC-12, and the 208 all have VR compatibility, so you can manipulate the autopilot in the cockpit. Anything that they have that's an official X-Plane 11 plane should have that. I'll tell you, one plane I can't wait to get is the TBM 900. Oh, I was checking. Was it? I think John Fly and Josh Gibbs were both flying that plane yesterday on stream. Speed them up, yeah. And it looks awesome. And the developer has said that they plan to have it VR ready when they release it. So I really can't wait to get my hands on that plane. That seems to be going to be a really nice plane for FSEconomy. I think it's what is it, a 9-seater? I think 8-seater. Oh, 7-seater. 7-seater. So I guess 6 passengers. I guess, I'm not sure how it's configured. And FSEconomy apparently is going to add it to the fleet. Unlike the Vision Jet, which they haven't done yet. Yeah, the DG bug. You know, it's such a pain in the ass. You have to make sure, at least on the 1900D, that you hit that mode button every time you fly. It's a pain in the neck. You know, I guess you know, Carinado, I'm not going to beat them up, okay, because a lot of people like their planes. I think I do like the 1900D. I like the PC-12. The 208 is nice to have, but it's not a great. It's just, I don't think it's a great implementation. It lands like you're landing a pillow. You know, it just doesn't really have any feel to landing it. I don't know. It's just, it's okay. It's not great, right? For VR, I'm talking about VR, and also in its flight dynamics. You know, they've got a brand name, and, you know, maybe they just don't have to move as quickly as some of the other smaller developers that are trying to establish themselves. And that's kind of what happens, I think, when you're like in the catbird seat. You know, maybe they're resting on their laurels a little bit. I think a lot of people are put off by the fact that, you know, they take a plane that they developed for X-Plane 10, and then they charge you again to have it X-Plane 11, which, yes, I understand there's code and stuff like that, but maybe an upgrade would be better. Upgrade fee of like $10 or something might be better than charging someone to buy a complete plane again. So don't beat them up. Just know what you get with likely, last version released, next one years later, right? Exactly. Like the PC-12 came out, had that clicking problem, and they still haven't released anything to fix that. There is a fix to that you can do yourself, but they haven't come out with an update for that yet, and that's been, over a month. These, AFM and these other guys, Thranda and D-Den for Challenger, all these up-and-coming developers, those guys are the V-Flight Air, those guys are right on things. When there's issues, major issues, they're like right on them, which is what you want, You're shelling out $35 for a plane. All right, it's not a whole lot of money, but it's in relative to what X-Plane 11 cost you, it is a lot of money, right? So, I think it's would be more positive for Carinado to get a little bit more of a jump on their on their release velocity, if you will. But like I said, they're in the catbird seat, so they're not going to really make big changes. You like to see the org star lit up, but there's no what happened. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Because you basically have to search yourself, which is a total pain in the neck. Unless you're dealing with a third party like AFM. If you get on their mailing list, they'll email you when an update comes up. I'm not sure how D-Den does it. I don't think they have a method to do that. But Carinado certainly doesn't. They post something on their Facebook page or whatever. You have to kind of find out. Well, actually, no. If Thranda had, I would have found out because X-Plane Org didn't tell me anything about the new update. But yeah, they need to do that. They need to figure out a way to keep customers up to date. Because, every one of these planes is a little piece of software, right? That has versions and has corrections. And you're buying an application. When you buy a plane, yes, it looks like a plane, but it's really an application that you're buying, right? All right, we're heading into Kauai here. Beautiful Kauai with the the white mountains of Kauai, which are there because of the clouds when you create your ortho. Yeah, that red's not right. I'd have to change that red to turn this into a VR
Destination
aviation.
ATIS is 127.2.
But I can see this plane being our plane. We'll see. Alrighty. All right, we got 11 miles to our turn and about 22 miles to our destination. See, that's one problem with the G1000. I don't know. I mean, I could go down here, okay? I could go here and I could rotate this and tell you I've got 21 miles. But I should have that somewhere on the G1000. It should tell me time to estimated time to final destination and estimated distance to final destination. If you ever fly high in this plane, the oxygen switch does work. Just doesn't light up. Okay. Thanks, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to be flying this in Montana, so I'll be up pretty high there. So I'll have to keep track of that. Thank you. Now, it'll be interesting to see how the weight is distributed when I land here. Out of commission until you get the fans on your. Oh, what happened, man? Which 1080 do you have, Crash? Do you have an EVGA? Because I had fan problems with my EVGA when the original 1080 that I had. I sent it back actually, and they replaced it. EVGA is very good. All right, here comes the sipping sound. Is it an EVGA? Oh, Asus. Okay. I'm telling you, dude, EVGA has awesome customer support. I will only buy their GPUs. I will only buy their GPUs. I had an 1080 that had fan problems. I sent it back. They replaced it. I had a was it 1070 that was having heat issues, and there was a fix to fix that. I sent the card back, and they just sent another one without any credit card information. They were just awesome. Yeah, hopefully they'll fix that for you. That shouldn't happen. What happened? Do they stop spinning? Or are they rubbing against something? Or what's... Let me check out my elevation here. I'm at 153 feet, so we'll be fine. Check out our airport. Oops. All right, we're landing runway 21. There's our turn. All right, so we've got 10 miles to Lihu. So can zoom in here and see. Yep, just starting to pick up the airfield on the zoom. So B2, I see that John Fly's streaming. So are you actually in 2 streams right now? Are you managing? Because I know you're a mod for John Fly. Are you actually in 2 streams right now? If you are, tell John Fly I said hello. He's just talking. Okay. All right, let's get ready for our approach here. So we'll get prop in. I got the plane here. Autopilot is off. Let's get our flaps. Oh, no, I don't want to do that yet. What am I doing? I gotta get my speed down here. Airspeed down. Let's see. Oops. Oh, that's no good. Hold on. Get my airspeed down. I fly the plane first. So gas is good. Undercarriage is welded. Mixture is unapplicable. And prop is in. Safety belts are fastened. Let's get our trim up. Start to slow that plane down. And hopefully we'll keep the weight distributed when we land. I'm going to assume that our first notch of flaps is at 120 thereabouts. And we'll pop them in there. There's notch 1.
$500.
Okay, thank you. I haven't landed this plane a lot, so we'll see what happens here. I love watching Tim. I learned a lot from watching Tim. Second notch of flaps. Tim is so detailed. He's so detailed. All right, I think we're looking good here. We got our trim set pretty well. All right, we're going to keep that. Keep it around 95 knots. All right, get that lined up here. Nice, easy touchdown. It's a beautiful entry, beautiful visuals here. That mountain ahead of us there. Plane seems to be going a little to the right. I'm not sure if that's the weight or what, but we're over the piano keys, and we'll start to bring her down a little bit. Flare her up, coming down to 70 knots, and nice and easy down. Oh, that was a little rough. All right. Not the greatest landing, but we have cargo, not people, so we don't have to worry too much about it. I do feel that plane weighted towards the back. It feels like it wants to tip backwards. All right, let me get this slower down here. Sapper, how you doing? Thanks for joining. All right, we're going to assume we got to bring this over to FedEx, so we'll head over to the cargo terminal. All right, so after this, we'll get to the Mooney at. We'll go back to Delaware, fly the Mooney a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of a bounce. There's the FedEx guys. We're just a little local carrier here. Look at that plane tilted back. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes set.
See what it looks like outside. It feels like it's tilted backwards. Maybe that's just the way the plane sits. All right, let me get the FSEconomy off. Let's see. Hold on, guys. We'll go over that money in a second. Let me shut the plane down. All right, let's see. What do we got here? We want to go to... All right, all that stuff's off. Let's get our lights off. And get our starter off is off. Alternator off, generator off. Get these set to off. And plane is good to go. All right, successful flight. From cold and dark to dark and cold. Or I should say cold and dark to warm to dark and cold. All right, so let's get to, while we're doing this, let me load up, I'm going to load up the Mooney. Let's go to the Mooney. Where's that guy? Where's that Mooney? Guess I haven't flown him since I upgraded. We'll go to the Ovation 3. And we're going to go to the Ovation 3 with the beautiful livery that AFM created for us. And we're going to go to 33N. And we'll go to... We'll go to East Ramp 2. And we'll start that up, get that loaded up there. We're doing them, figuring out the money for this guy here. All right, let's see. Let me get to FSEconomy. All right, go to log, and here's our log for this flight. All right, we didn't make a lot of money for the group. Like I said, it wasn't going to be a big flight, but still made a little bit, so not too bad. While this is loading up, let's get to aircraft. We're going to go to let's go to 33N. And we'll rent this guy here. We don't own this guy, but we're going to rent him. And let's see, why don't we fly to... We got 3 passengers we can fit. Let's go to a place we haven't gone to in a while. We have a return flight from Wu? Only one person. Well, we haven't been here yet. And we got a return flight. So let's do that. We'll just take this one person to take this guy here. Again, not going to be a completely profitable flight, but I just want to check out the new airport that we just purchased. So we've got 72 gallons of fuel. We got to fly 150 miles. Let's just check this out here. Let's go. We're going 33N to N. So let's go 33N to KAKQ. Wakefield. And let's see if we can get a GPS in to line things up for us. Noxie. Anything closer? Yeah, this is better. All right, we'll go with that guy there. And we're gonna leave him there. Do a return trip later. So that'll be our flight.
M20R ovation is validated. Have a great flight.
Thank you. All right, let me get let's see here. All right. I wanted to check gas. So we're going, let's see, we've got 150 miles. So let's just make sure, just call 180. We need 13 gallons. We got plenty of fuel. All right. So get FSEconomy loaded up here. That's good to go. Do I have the Mooney already started? Yeah, I got the Mooney already started. Oh, no, I don't. All right, so let me get, this is pretty easy to start this plane. The master off. Come on. All right, let's get to mixtures in, prop is in, idle. And let's get that guy on. Get over here. These are on. Split busting, pitot heat, autopilot, fuel pump is on. And let's start. Clear prop. All right, we're good to go there. Let's get the CDI to GPS. Okay. Flight plan. Menu, delete plan. And let's see. Let's go to see our plans here. We want the flight, that guy right there. Enter. Let's take a menu. All right. Let's see. So we're going the opposite way. So we have to go that way. New thing in the 2.1 update is you got these engine parameters, which are really nice. Always forget to check the elevator trim, so I want to set that to takeoff, which is right there. And let's zoom in a little bit here so we can see the runway and where we are. All right, we're going to set our, let's see, fly at 2,000. That's good. We're going to set the nav on. Where's nav? Nav on. Flight direct. Oh, hold on. Uh-oh. Let's see, vertical speed. That's not working. Turn the AP power off. Flight director on.
Flight director already on.
Flight director off.
Flight director off.
Okay. I've had this issue with the autopilot before, where it doesn't seem to want to turn on. So what I got to do is I got to reset. So let me the reset X-plane. Hey, ooh. Yeah, sometimes for some, I have to report that to AFM. Sometimes when you go from one plane to the other, the autopilot, from one plane, then go to the AFM, the autopilot doesn't function properly, so I have to reset X-plane, restart X-plane, which isn't a big deal. But it's definitely something that's got to be corrected. All right, let me get to new flight. That's the Mooney. We're going to Delaware. Should be good there. I'm going to set the time to 10 a.m. So, Sapper, you're trying to use NDI? I tell you, I got it working, and it's great, except the only problem I have is that my the laptop that I was going to use for streaming just isn't powerful enough. But I'd love to be able to use it. All right, while we're doing this, let me get my flight plan set up in 4Flight 33N to Milieu to K AKQ. All right.
M20R ovation is validated. Have a
All
great
right.
flight.
Hopefully we'll be okay here now. All right, let's get this thing started up again. Okay, those are in. Set the idle. Mr. Alarm is off. And let's get to clear prop. There we go. All right, we're CDI. Let's just just to verify our flight plan. Yep, good there. And let's get our flight director on. Boom, beautiful. Nav. And we're going to climb to 2,000. So we're going to go vertical speed. And we're going to go up 500 feet per minute. Doesn't have AIS on this, which is a preferred way to climb using when you're climbing. At least that's what I'm reading, because when you do that, that's where you're maintaining a certain constant speed versus stalling. Look at that plane. Oof. The VR Aviation Mooney. Nice looking plane. You can get this on their website. They have a bunch of liveries, one of which is this one, which looks awesome. All right. I guess we're going to get rid of those the wheel chucks and such. How did I lose 4Flight? All right, beautiful. So there's our plan. Kind of a long flight. That's all right. All right, so we're good to go here. We've got, let's just check our engines. All right, we've got our GPS, looks like it's in, and let's taxi and get our ass in the air. We're taking off to the west. $33N is one of the VR Aviation FBOs. Really nice airport in VR. Oh, I gotta make sure FSEconomy is loaded. That would be good, right? Let's do that right now. Oh, hold on. Why won't it let me? Oh, it says flight in progress. All right, good. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. So we're taking a burger fan to Wakefield. Check out the new FBO that we built up. Actually, we didn't buy it. We built it up. So we found this one two-lotter vacant in the Virginia area and decided to build on it. We're flying at 2,000 feet. Love that logo on the end of the plane there. Get ourselves lined up. And this is what I love about the Laminar G1000. Go in here, go into range, and we can click into the range and see ourselves right on that runway, exactly where we are, which is nice. All right. See, using a capture card, having audio issues. Yeah, I had no issues with NDI worked really, really well. I mean, there was a slight delay, like maybe a, like a 10 millisecond delay. But other than that, it was really, really good. All right, let's get in the air here. We got everything good to go? Yep. Power up. Now, you got to be careful with this plane to keep it under 185 miles an hour when you take off. To kick in the autopilot, because otherwise it won't hold, it won't find your altitude because it doesn't want to stall the plane. It's got like that built-in mechanism so the plane doesn't stall. And looking for a rotation speed at 70. There we go. Rotate. Ooh, got our rudders. There we go. Man, you got to get those rudders back to center as soon as you pull up. Otherwise, you start flying with the rudder, which is I like about this plane. It's so realistic. Gear up. Flaps up. And let's get back in the cockpit. And we can say autopilot on. Autopilot on. Autopilot on.
Autopilot already off.
No. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Thank you. All right, so we shall pick up that GPS. Get our range in here a little bit. Getting a little bit of stuttering. So let me see if I can pull up what the last rankings were. This was as of, I think, Thursday. Give me 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second. I want to see if I can pull up the pilot rankings. For our monthly contest. Give me a second. Yes. Make sure let's first make sure the plane is doing its thing here. All right, we're coming to 2,000. Got to keep that speed below 180, otherwise it won't level off. $185 is the magic number. You got to keep it below. All right, looks like we're going to level off at $2,000. We could spark that up a little bit. Oh, I know one thing I wanted to do was I need to go to the menu. Looks like we're good here. I'm going to crank this up a little bit. Let me see if I can cut back. Let's go to the engine panel. And we'll see if we can cut back on the mixture a little bit. Decrease that fuel flow. Beautiful. Save some gas money. A flyer around 170. There we go, 170. RPM's 2600. And that should be good right there. Beautiful. Tells you, let's see, our fuel. Let's see. We have 900 nautical miles of fuel, so that's fine. Do have checklists now on this plane, although I know that Coop is working on adding to that. So looks like we're good to go here. $129 miles to the turn-in, so about 140 miles to the airport. Over the beautiful, I guess we're in Virginia now, right? Are we in Virginia? No, we're still in Delaware. Delaware is such a small state. All right, so let's take a look at the standings. And this is as of Thursday, I believe. All right, so we've got MK84 in the lead with 308K gross. Sappers number 2 at 257. Flyboys number 3. But very close is Crash. Only 2K separating, 2.5K separating. And you've got SimPilot, who's at 120, and Robo's at 88. M9 Air's at 85. So some great flying this month. Appreciate all the hard work that everyone's doing in flying. And so right now the top 3 are MK84, Sapper, and Flyboy. So congratulations to you guys. Keep up the good work. And you never know. We've got what, about 12 days left in the competition in March. So hopefully you guys do a lot more flying. Pretty cool. Oops, sorry about that. Take you out of the running? Really? Okay. Sapper, are you sure about that, Sapper? All right, so Sapper, myself and Sapper and Era are all out of the running. So we've got MK84 number 1, Flyboy number 2, and Crash number 3. With Brian, with SimPilot chasing very closely behind. So, yeah, so nice competition this month. Yeah, Sapper, I noticed you've been buying, you got some nice planes now. Don't you have like a Challenger now? You bought a Challenger, I think, right? And you have the DC-3. Did you also buy a C-130, or did you have a C-130? I'm not sure. I thought I remember you were flying a C-130. Oh, hit the countdown button. Don't need that. Oh, okay. I was wondering what was going on there, because you had said you were going to provide the winner of the Mooney contest with a Mooney and with a M20R in the game, which was awesome. That's awesome, man. That's great. That's great. So you paid off all your debts, and now you got a bunch of planes. Got the Have you been flying the Challenger? Does he need any more friends? Yeah, does he need any more friends? I could sure use some cash. I'm just kidding. So did you? How about it? Did you pick up any FBOs too? Because I think I remember you were looking at a couple of FBOs. Boy, it must be nice to have a. Do you actually have a C-130? Because that's from. I mean, if you have a C-130, that's the great plane to. Although I guess there isn't a C-130 in X-plane, is there? I think you'd have to. Is that, you fly that in FSX? I guess. Well, that's awesome, man. Good luck with that. There's a C-130 in X-plane. Okay. Yeah, because that thing can, I mean, you can load in an FBO in like one shot with that thing, right? Who makes the 130? Let me just see. Let me just go to, hold on. There's two of them. An older aircraft, or you can download the one off the org for $17. Doesn't work in VR. Oh, okay. All right. So you have to fly it in 2D. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. All right, cool. Well, it's nice to have. And what's the airport in Wyoming that your hub is? Sorry, I just took a sip of coffee there. You guys got to see the sky. BFDG is updating there, so let me see if I can. So this is the one that you talked about that is not VR compatible for 19 bucks. It would be kind of cool. Wow. Awesome. Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. Let me see. Yeah, not for sale. Okay, gotcha. Because they're upgrading it. Damn, you're building out a nice network there. That's awesome. Let's check out your FBO in let's see, go to airports. Wow, that's nice, man. Cool. Well, good luck with that, dude. All right, so this is the one that you have. And this one does not work with VR, right? But it carries a shitload. I can't wait for that the TBM 900, man. That's going to be my next plane, for sure. I don't know if you guys know, or you weren't here before, Sapper, but you know the group has a PC-12 now in Tampa. Flyboy leased that plane to the group, which is nice of him. All right, so you can use plane command. All right, gotcha. Cool. Yeah, it's nice. I love that PC-12. I don't think we can coordinate that. And John has a lot more people watching him than me, so I'm not sure I can coordinate when we talk. Crossing the Delaware now. You can see that's the Delaware. Well, tell John I said hello. Where's he flying to? Is he flying Snack Air today? Usually Sunday he flies Snack Air. E110. Awesome. Oh, I guess I should change my title. Change that stream title. PRB to SNS. Okay. So I think my next flight, I'm going to fly, check out our, go to here, show you guys this here. Next time I stream, I think I'm going to, let's go to our FBOs here. I'm going to fly our France, do a flight in our France network. Get a cool plane over there to FDA, LFDA, which is our hub right there. And maybe we'll do a flight to like one of our smaller hubs. But we're going to start a really nice activity on these in these airports that we picked up. Again, this was a really good deal. $600K for 5 hubs. 3 of them were 2-lotters, I think. So this is one of them right here, CW. So we see we're starting to build up. You can always tell our assignments. They have this little, I put emojis on our assignments so you can tell them apart. But I know that Crash said he was going to bring his 208 down. We're bringing the, if we go to the aircraft here, VR Aviation, our Cessna, this guy right here, who's now near just east of Manchester. We're going to bring him down to London. So we have something to fly there. This guy right here. Let's see who flew it last. Bodge Barker. I'm not sure who Bodge Barker is, but he did some nice flying in it the last 2 days, which is cool. But we're going to get this one down to France, too, and we're going to start to build up our planes there in that FBO. So, looking forward to it. And again, if you didn't see it before, this is our new website, our aviation website. So if you've got a friend that's interested in FSEconomy and they want to know about what we do, there's some of our liveries. B1900D, which SimPilot did, SimPilot 13, the Cessna, which SimPilot did, and then also the PC-12, which I put together, and then the 208, which I put together as well. So probably going to work on the Quest next, Kodiak Quest. So here's a nicer picture of the B1900D, beautiful livery. So make sure you check out that website, and if you've got friends that are interested, check out the website. Oh, Air is bringing his 208. Okay, you're gonna bring the bell down. All right, cool. And you're gonna bring a you're gonna help with the 429. Yeah, I gotta learn how to fly choppers, man. I gotta learn how to fly choppers. So, what do you guys think of VR6 so far, or what I guess we're calling the 11.20 beta 1? What do you guys think of that? Are you happy, satisfied with it? I know I am, and like I said before, haven't seen a lot of complaints about it, so I'm assuming that people are pretty satisfied. I mean, yeah, there's a few tick marks here and there that I think need to be fixed, but for the most part, the functionality's been pretty damn good. What do you guys think? Yeah, I need to do some ortho, and I'm going to start working on the ortho in France. You haven't gotten to check it out with a new CPU? Well, what CPU did you get? You're on VR6 still, okay. Oh, okay, you got an 8700K. Yeah, I put that off for now. I'm gonna do that next, but that should make things. That should certainly improve things for sure. Yeah, I upgraded to Beta 1 Thursday and haven't not had any issues whatsoever. It basically operates exactly the same as VR6. So nice to see it. Nice to see VR come out of preview and into beta. Still want ortho more the coast connecting. Okay, Anchorage to Seattle. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be selective. I've got about 2. Let me just check here. I think I've got a 6 terabyte drive for my ortho. Yeah, I've got a little over 2 terabytes left. So I'm going to build out France. I started to build out up in Alaska too, because I like to do some flying up there with like the Quest and stuff. Kodiak Quest Kodiak. You just got new motherboard. Okay, you've got an 8700K too as well. Oh yeah, you got the issue with your GPU. You got a 10 terabyte. Yeah, I went with a 6. 6 was $200, and I figured that'd be enough. You know, that gives me. Let me show you. I'll show you my ortho. Bring that up here. All right, let me show you my ortho. All right, oops, hold on, let me start. All right, so this is the East Coast. Pretty much, you know, from Vermont, I still got to do parts of Maine, all the way down to Florida, and then into the British Virgin Islands, okay, and Bahamas and stuff. And I've got some stuff down here, so I need to probably do Dominican and Haiti. If I go over to the UK, I started to build out. Where is it? Here we go. Started to build out UK. I got to build out France. That's going to take up probably half a terabyte, right? And then if I go over to the West Coast, we've got, this is the area around BTM, our hub out there. This is the Pilot Edge ZLA area. So that covers me there. And then I started to build up in Alaska up here around, I think this covers like Juneau. Juneau's right here. I love that airport. So I'm starting to build up Alaska too. So, but now I've got to work on France. And, you know, probably, I don't fly up in Maine a lot, but I would like to, build out a little bit more. I'd like to get to the Mississippi, basically, is what I'd like to do, all just along the Mississippi. So that's going to take a little bit of time and some work. So that's the ortho. Explain just sent you an email with your key. Oh, you lost your key? Oh, because you had to reinstall. Gotcha. So wait a second. So because you changed your motherboard out, you had you needed your X-Plane key? I guess that makes sense. You've got all the lower 48 and 16. Okay. Yeah, so my zoom levels are 17 as a base, and then I do 18 within 5 kilometers of airports. So it takes a little bit more. Hawaii is all 18. And like the islands, whenever I have an island or stuff like that, it's all 18. So that's it takes up some space. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a run tonight and start building up France. Yes, the yoke is definitely usable. I'll show you that. Well, if I do it, I think I don't want to do it because I think I might terminate the autopilot, but you can see if I touch it, it turns green. So yes, it absolutely works. Both the Ovation 2 and the 3 have VR yoke control. And I've tested it, and it works just fine. Everything looking good here. Check our engine. Good fuel flow, plenty of fuel. Flying along nicely, beautiful. Just trying to do... I got you, yeah. Yeah, I think it depends on your system, Crash. I'm hoping that when I upgrade mine, that's what happens to me. It just asks you to do your Microsoft login. Sometimes you got to re-verify Windows or whatever. Yeah, is it Weberus. Thanks for joining the stream. I've done some touch control flying. I have got a yoke, so I prefer to fly with a yoke. It just gives me more of a real world feel. But certainly having that ability to do touch control flying in realistic or ergonomic is a nice plus, you know. Yeah, this plane is completely VR ready. The 2 and the 3 with their current release, which is it's an alpha release 2.1 of the plane. You got to remember, this plane is still in early access, so there are some, they're tweaking some things and fixing some things, like the autopilot thing I saw before, which I want to report to those guys. But yeah, it's a fun plane to fly. It looks great in VR. The cockpit feels great in VR, and it seems like it's very the flight characteristics seem very realistic. Yeah, I put it up for Mike emailed me or messaged me yesterday, and I put the sale up, so that's gone. Yep, NB47 is gone. It was kind of like an outlier, you know. This plane is study level, according to AFM, the guys who make it. It is a study level plane. And it's sporting the VR Aviation. Actually, I should put this one on the website. I forgot about that. Another note. Make a note. So I gotta do 2 things. I have to upgrade Kodiak. And I have to put M20 livery on website. I forgot about that one. Oh, cool. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm glad we made money on it. I'm glad, yeah, because there was really no activity there, so it didn't make much sense to keep it, you know. Oh, I never checked out the bottom. He's got the VRA on the bottom. That's pretty cool. Nice. Did a nice job in this livery. And again, this is available on the AFM website. Got a bunch of extra liveries you can download. This is one of them. Yeah, the 172 with the reality expansion package. I really like that plane. I still fly it from time to time. I guess, are you new to X-Plane, Wiberus? That's a great plane. The issue is you get a little tired of flying slow. You know, you're 120 knots. This thing is going to get you up to 160, 170 knots, so you can get places a little quicker. You know, also the Baron in X-Plane is a nice plane. I fly that a lot, although it's not great in VR as far as the visuals go, but it does operate well in VR. And that's a nice plane because you can, in FSEconomy, you can put 5 people in it. And I mean, the flight characteristics aren't great in that plane, but it's not too bad. The 172 with the rep though is really, really good. But yeah, this is a good step up from that. I would say, especially in VR. Now, which headset do you have, Wibbers? I don't think I've seen you in chat before, so I guess you're new to the group, which is great. And I'm not sure if you fly in FSEconomy, but if you do, you should check out our VR Aviators group. If you haven't already, maybe you have. Hard for me to remember all the names. Oh, okay. I'm looking back on the notes here, Sapper. So that one came with the Idaho FBOs for a total of 85. That's nice. So we made money on that. Cool. Always good to see. Yeah, I think our FBOs are doing great. Good. I mean, I don't expect ever to make like a mint amount of money on the FBOs. Most of the revenue from any FSE group is going to come from pilots flying assignments. But it's nice to have those FBOs there that are generating some revenue. And, you know, the aircraft rentals and that, you know, maybe it's enough to certainly cover maintenance of the planes that we have, that kind of thing, you know, so it's cool that we've, you know, we've got all those FBOs. So using Rift, did a little of FSEconomy, definitely fun, using XP. Okay, yeah, so listen, if you're into FSEconomy, check out our group, VR Aviation. We've got like 60 pilots flying all over the place, hubs in the West U.S., hubs in the Eastern U.S., and a hub in France, so plenty of places to fly. Oh, it's still in warranty. That's awesome. There you go. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Now, hopefully they have one in stock to replace. I'm sure they have to have a certain level of RMA replacements, though, so you should be okay. I tell you, starting to hear news about the 2080, the next generation. At least that's what they're calling. People are calling it. The 2080. I'm confused why they didn't go to 1180, since they went, you know, the NVIDIA cards have gone 7 series, 8 series, 9 series. Now we're at the 10 series. Are we going to automatically just jump to the 20 series? I think we should go to the 11 series, 1181, right? Yeah, parlez-vous français? No, I don't. I don't speak French. Except that's probably the only thing I know in French, what you just wrote there, B2. I do speak a little Italian, but only the really nasty words, so. Yeah, it goes to 11. Yeah, it goes to... It's got an 11 switch on it, right? But shouldn't we go to 1180, the 11 series, right? Since we're on the 10 series now? not the 20. People are already jumping to the 20. They're calling it the 2080 or the 2080 Ti. I think it should be the 11 series, you know. I don't know. I don't really see a need right now to upgrade from what I have. A 1080 Ti, an X-Plane the way it is right now, which is the main what I use it for, is overkill, really, for X-Plane. It's not overkill for VR. It's great for VR. But for X-Plane, it's overkill because of the, you know, the way that X-Plane is currently configured. As we all probably know, we're using OpenGL, which is a, you know, decades old graphics API, and they need to upgrade that to be able to eliminate the single threading issue between the CPU and the GPU, which is what we get into. So right now, X-Plane's a very CPU centric flight sim, and until they go to Vulkan, you're not going to be able to unleash the power of the Pascal based GPUs. So anyway, I think 1080 Ti has got a long life with X-Plane, especially with you know, once they go to Vulkan. I think, you know, because I mean, I rarely see my 1080 above like 40% ever. 1080 Ti, I should say, and that's with VR running at a decent super sampling, 1.5, and then X-Plane running at high resolutions. So, you know, I'm not sure a 1180 or a 2080, whatever you want to call it, is really in the cards for me. I think for me, I'm going to spend the money on upgrading the CPU as the next step for my rig. You knew a little Italian, but don't remember much at all. Spent 6 weeks over there working. Cool. Yeah, Spinal Tap. What a great movie. That's one of those movies, like, when it comes on, you always, like, at least I always either record it or watch it right on the spot. Late at night, I'll just watch it right on the spot. I don't care where it is. I just love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. You must say you're happy with the performance of your 980 Ti with VR and X-Plane. Okay, good. That's great. Well, a 980 Ti is basically like a 1070, right? With less VRAM. So as long as you're keeping your super sampling, you know, reasonable in VR, you're going to be okay. But if you start to try to push your super sampling and you start to, you know, start to populate that VRAM, then it's going to have a proportional effect on X-Plane, right? Because things kind of compete, you know. But yeah, 1080 Ti it's a solid GPU. That's why I'm saying, sorry, 980 Ti, a 1080 Ti, which I bought last in the summer. I guess I bought it in July. I can't remember. You know, it should have at least another year's life in it, you know. You accidentally hit the mouse and closed my stream. Well, that's not very nice of you. That's and I don't know about you guys, but have you noticed that? And someone else wrote about this in the VR Aviators Facebook group. If you look forward, well, that was just weird. The whole landscape just adjusted itself. You don't get any stuttering when looking forward, but when you look to the left, you get some micro stuttering. When you get to the right, you get a little bit of stuttering. But when you look forward, you don't seem to get any stuttering. So perhaps that's something that Laminar's got to look at. I don't know. All right, 30 miles to our waypoint and about 40 miles to the airport. We should be bringing this Mooney home with this one passenger. Oh, I know what I need to do, though, is I need to close the... Always got to close the X-Plane 2D... not close, minimize. You always have to minimize the X-Plane 2D window because it just gives you frames back. Yeah, that's weird. We're getting the scenery's kind of bouncing all over the place here. It's tilting, like it's changing. It's changing horizontally. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like the plane of the horizon is changing, which is really weird. We're getting close now. I guess this is actually, is this the Delaware? What are we crossing here? Oh, the York River we're crossing now. Yeah, we're well into Virginia. All right, you know what? Let's do things officially here. Let's get our SETCOM2 128.325.
COM2 set to 123.33.
Nope. SETCOM2 128.325.
COM2 set to 128.325.
All right, let's get the COM1 going here.
Wakefield Muni weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 14, dew point -17. Altimeter 2992.
2992, so we're good there. So let's get on COM1, and let's see, what is my SETCOM1 122.8?
COM1 set to 122.8.
And let's see, where are we going to be landing? We're going to be landing... Two zero. Okay. Wakefield traffic, Mooney 328 Tango Delta. We are, sorry, Moon. Yeah, Moon. I'm just going to go by Tango Delta.
Auto throttle on.
Oh, well, auto throttle off.
Auto throttle off.
Okay. Let's try that again. Wakefield traffic, Mooney 328 Tango Delta. We are 20 miles north of the airport. Will be straight in approach to runway 20 for full stop landing, Wakefield. Install a new copy of X-Plane Radar. Set the super sampling to 1.6. Yeah, I would say 1.6 is about as high as you want to go. You don't want to go much higher than that. I'm on a 1080 Ti and I have it at 1.5. Because there's a diminishing returns. Like after 1.5, the differences between 1.5 and 2.0, there's not that much of a difference. But it puts a lot of processing power on your PC. So I would recommend keeping it at 1.5, and then you'll get VRAM back for X-Plane, which will reduce any stuttering that you might have. So, but that's great with a 980 Ti. That you what CPU do you have? I'm curious, Wilburus. Which CPU? No, I didn't snap my fingers. That might have been a CPU pop. I get those from time to time when I'm streaming in the audio. I'll snap my fingers now. That was a finger snap. Oh, I don't have a K. I've got a 6700. So that's helping you because you're overclocking to 4.5. So that's going to help you a lot. But I would say that, if you start to see any issues,
Destination
I wouldn't go higher.
128.325.
I wouldn't go higher than 1.6. I wouldn't go higher because it's diminishing returns. Wakefield traffic, Mooney 328 Tango Delta. We are 14 miles north of the airport for straight in Approach runway 20, full stop landing, Wakefield. All right, well, that's going to help you if you're overclocking the Ti. All right, let's take her down to 1500. Altitude 1500?
Course set to 259er.
Altitude 1500. No. Altitude 1500.
Altitude 1,500 feet.
We're going to go vertical speed. We're going to go down. We're going to go down slow. Back off the... back off the throttle a little bit. Actually, we can go down a little faster than that. Down to 400 feet per minute. Let's get our mixtures in and our prop in. Wakefield traffic, Mooney 328 Tango Delta. We are 10 miles north of the airfield. We'll be approaching from the north for runway 20, full stop landing, Wakefield. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I think the overclocking helps you on the 6700K, and you know, the 980 Ti is a solid GPU, you know. Yeah, I would say those clicks are probably CPU pops in the audio. I can't really listen to it now, but thanks for posting that. I'll check that clip out later. Well, let me see if I can just... And then you'll get VRAM back for X-Plane, which will reduce... And then you'll get VRAM back for X-Plane, which will reduce any stuttering. Oh, I don't know what that was. That wasn't a CPU. I'm not sure what that was. Oh well. All right, let me concentrate on landing here. Actually, we weren't Ooh, I gave them wrong information. All right. Let me give them the correct information. Wakefield traffic, Mooney 328 Tango Delta. We are 12 miles north of the airport for a straight-in approach runway 20, full stop landing, Wakefield. All right, what's the altitude at Wakefield? 100 feet, 111 feet. Oh yeah, you got to keep your packaging, Crash. I always, any PC part that I have, I've got the box. Just so you can send it back. Look, now we're getting really nice, smooth flying. Wakefield traffic, Mooney 328 Tango Delta, 10 miles north of the airport at 1,500. Straight in approach runway 20 for full stop landing, Wakefield. All right, you can see our GPS. So let's dial in our, get our range a little closer here. So I think this range thing is like, maybe it's supposed to be this way, but to me it's like opposite. Like you should turn clockwise to go in and counterclockwise to go out. If you turn clockwise, you go out, and counterclockwise, well, now it's not doing it. Sometimes it gets held up too. Like it takes a while for it to catch up. I just think it's ass backwards, if you ask me. All right. Wakefield traffic, 328 Tango Delta. We are 1,500 feet, and we are 6 miles north of the airport, straight in approach runway 20, full stop landing Wakefield. Have I flown in real life? No, I've never flown a plane, ever. I've never piloted a plane. I've flown in, planes before. I've been in GA planes. I've been in Citation. I've flown in a Falcon. I've flown in, obviously, airliners, but I've never actually piloted a plane before, ever. All right, there's our airport. We're going to take it on. Autopilot is off. I can't remember, but I think we're going to need some scenery here at AKQ. I think SimPilot 13 said he was going to work on that. All right, let's just make sure we're doing okay here. Wakefield traffic, 328 Tango Delta on short final 3 miles north of the airport. Sorry, east of the airport. And we'll be making, north of the airport. Full stop landing runway 20, Wakefield. Better know where the hell you are when you're on short final. Yeah, obviously, I'm a terrible. There's a lot to learn.
500.
A lot to learn. And I was going really good there and spending a lot of time on Pilot Edge doing the cat ratings, and I kind of got sidetracked by Life and by FSEconomy. Get my gear down, flaps. Okay, gear is good, undercarriage is down, and the mixture is in, prop is in, safety belts are fastened. Let's get that trim set up here. We don't want to fly too. Flaps are full. $75 knots. Definitely. It feels like it's the real thing. All right, here we go. Flare it up. Throttle down. Not a bad landing. Oh yeah, we do have some scenery here. I forgot about that. Okay, let's get to our taxi. Successful flight to Wakefield. Happy St. Patty's Day. The Clover. All right, let's get to brakes on. Clean up the flaps. Get over the threshold. Wakefield traffic, Mooney 328 Tango Delta, clear their active. Last call. Wakefield. Let's check out behind here. I never went back here. Very nice hangars back here. Just pull over here, and we'll have to wait for someone with a tow to push us into our hangar. Just pull it right here. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Let's see. Since you've flown a bit in Hawaii and have ortho, are the buildings at the airports on Oahu? Some are, some aren't. It depends on the airport. Honolulu buildings show. Yeah, I mean, it depends. If I've got objects on medium, I get a lot of buildings. Decent, I should say a decent amount of buildings. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen buildings, especially in Honolulu. All right, let's get this plane off now. So we're gonna go autopilot is off. We're gonna go mixtures and prop and throttle are out. We're gonna go that's off. Master is off, and this plane is all set to be put away. And there she is, the VR Aviation. I know it's Mike Romeo, but I got Tango Delta in my mind because I use that so often. What a beautiful plane. All right, cool. Let's check and see how we did on FSEconomy. Got to shut that. You know what? I can't do that because I never started the flight. Happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. Oh, well. Well, at least we got to see the airport. What can I say? I never started the flight. Ah, crap. Okay. Well, that's okay. But guys, that's going to about do it for me. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and probably be streaming an afternoon this week sometime, early afternoon. We'll see how things go, but I do appreciate you guys. Yeah, quick rewind. You know what we could do is let's check out the landing before I go. Let's do that. Let's go to here. We're gonna go to here, replay, and let me get up to here. Uh-oh. Did I just crash X-Plane? Uh-oh. Oh, it's not liking that. Hold on, let me see if I can get this to work. X-Plane is not responding. Oh, well. Well, I guess I'm not going to get to do the rewind. Oh, well. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a stream right there. Again, I appreciate you guys checking out the stream. Hit that like button if you're watching on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to Bambino Games. Check out our website, VR Aviation's website, if you want to join the VR Aviation group on... oh, I just got X-Plane back. Hold on. No. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great, great Sunday afternoon. Take care, guys.